now is this is good times. Unemployment is very low. We're not increasing the debt drastically in order to do infrastructure projects. 5 million green jobs. We're not doing it for that reason. It's become a part of even in the good times. Even when we're bringing in tax revenue, we're way outspending it.
Good times. Leave your worries behind. Are you staying alive? 'Cause these are the good times. Bring your people here. Anyways, waiting for the heat, waiting for the sun. Yeah, I miss that guy. Too bad, man, too bad. Sometimes, okay, with the windshield wipers. Sometimes it happens, It's like, that one song. There must be some misunderstanding. You left me in the rain for hours. You were late. You could have wrote, you could have called, you could have did something. But you just, yes, in these times, sometimes, you want to love. You want to nestle in with one another. And you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up on people. And that's one of the things that I learned from being with these kinds of people. I don't mean it in a derogatory kind of way, or again, like it's no big deal. It's just kind of a hard sell, like a hard topic to sell these days. And with no heat here, we're waiting on to get a little bit of warmth in our coffee. We're staying low key here, staying out of everybody's way. We don't know what's going on. These times are kind of screwed up, where we just divide, or life. The life process. Families and relatives and all that kind of kindness and love, that was once there. I experienced it, growing up, especially in the communities and stuff like that. And you just, the stories. You can't help but feel empathy, feel passion. My mom was telling me a story last night. It's probably why, I kind of geared towards changing like the direction, and people like in the one thing there with whatever it is there, like when you go to sleep, go peace, forgive. We don't see that. I'm sitting there watching the news and trying to explain that to Rachel this morning. I'm watching it. We're trying to get this guy. This is what I mean by this kind of this raunchy, stinky, dilapidated attitude. But first, let me tell you about my mom. She was telling me about, and I was looking all on the internet to show her a picture of this car. She was telling me when she was like 18, her dad got her this Oldsmobile. First she's saying it was a 1959 Oldsmobile, like convertible, like white with the red stripes, and the nice seatings, whatever. And I could kind of envision it a little bit, like all the people her age were all like, "Oh, you look so good in that car." It was like a convertible. And her dad loved her. Really much loved her. And I don't want to get involved, excuse me, with the family and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things, I could be discussing, but I'd rather just forget about it. I was going to counter. I was going to add something to that thing. What I said. It's a hard thing to forgive. Especially when there's something wrong in it, I mean, the circumstances, I mean, to each his own. I mean, whoever has hurt you, I mean, you feel that way for a reason. And it can get to you. It can eat you up. It can rob you of a lot of things. You know, it can affect your mood. It can affect how you have future relationships, how you deal with people and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, there was a time, you know, when I was doing these videos, I was mentioning a lot of that stuff. And it really didn't get me anywhere. Are you going or what? You got a green light. It really didn't get me anywhere. But I do have this elderly aunt. She's 90. She's going to be moving in with her son and everything. And I used to tell her, like, about some, like, things, you know, things that were going on. I mean, she put her son through medical school. You know, she was, you know, she had this son, and her husband, like, walked out on her, and she just started working for the state, went back and forth to the state for so many years. But she put her son, her only child, through medical school, and it's a giving thing. I mean, he has these beautiful children now. They all went to college. They're all, like, some are engineers, some are nurse, or like in that kind of field. Medicine maybe, I don't know. I know a couple are into the engineering, I think. One might not be as much, but you get the gist of it. So we're looking for this Oldsmobile. So it's like a 1959 Oldsmobile convertible. And, you know, this area she grew up, you know, it was all like people just, it was just a loving, tight net. You couldn't make a move without someone knowing anything. I mean, we used to leave our doors open. I mean, I remember as a kid, you know, and you just walk into anyone's house, and it was just that thing, like, you know, it was just, it's so much different than it is today. I'm not knocking it. Yes, I know we want this beautiful, free, unity kind of thing and everything, but it just seems to be like a lot of people are just not attentive to like these things, like what matters. And a lot of that, you know, could be like, you know, I mean, there's just so much overstimulated. We can't like get into a peace mode, like, you know, I mean, some do, some, you know, I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I understand, you know, my experiences, you know, as a human being, all this kind of stuff, and things that happen. You know, I know just by when somebody mentions this or that, I know that, you know, I'm not going through it, like, maybe it's different to, you know, each body and stuff like that. You know, I don't know how the body reacts, but we're made very similar. You know, we're made very similar. And it's all kind of in the realm. Like, you know, pain is pain, you know. I mean, when I studied with these people, they were just talking about, you know, I mean, there is a lot of suffering and all this kind of stuff, but, you know, we come together, you know, we comfort one another, we hang with each other, like, you know, we're there through thick and thin, good, bad. You know, we see a way through, we help. You know, want to get you back on your feet, get you productive, you know, get you doing things. And it was just like the way that they address each other, and the things, you know, I mean, it's just totally like doesn't fit into the equation or fit into, like, you know, the continuity or, you know, like the way things are today. It's a totally different thing. And of course, you know, they get a bad name, you know, it's like, oh, whoa. Because everybody's different. Everybody, like, you know, sees how they want to live their lives.
Preventable accident-free miles been written.
And Santa, you know, no Christmas music and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the thing, like I said, you turn on this stuff. Oh, we got him today on this one, you know. He's coordinated. Mueller just admitted that Cohen has coordinated with Trump in these things. And they're all saying felonies. There's 2 felonies, or this, or that. You listen to somebody else, you get a totally different assessment of the situation. I mean, they've been looking so desperately. It's like whatever they can get to get him out. I mean, How bad of a job did he do? See, what I mean with hypocrisy is like, there's been some cops down here for a while. At least they're here. They're busy tonight. Yeah, I didn't want that. There's a lot of them too. I should have went up to the Cumberland Farms. I said, I just gotta take a break. Things seem kind of weird, and I know we live in these scrupulous turmoil times and stuff like that, where everyone. You see, we need to have results. It's unfinished business here. It's just prolonged. Our news is constantly about this all the time. Every single minute of the day for 2 years. Breaking news, panel, experts. They're experts, but they don't compare. They don't do it properly. They go after one particular group of people, and they say, look, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. When the other people did the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is it? Isn't everyone just going around, in their gadgets and this and that? And, there are nice people, every once in a while, they have a thought, like, oh, maybe I should go help out someone who's not doing as well. Like, and in my case, if I needed relatives, I needed family, and I was going through stuff, nobody. Nothing. Crickets. You would sit there and you would die. You would just die. They wouldn't care. A stranger would help you out even more. Never thought like growing up like this is how it would be, but she tells me, she tells me like, hey, it's how people are these days, I mean, they got their own things, and they don't want to get involved and stuff. But, we went into this direction here today. I just thought like, I mean, maybe we should go into helping, and telling people, look, you're not alone. We know what's out there, and we know like sometimes people just go to anything. They just go to the next thing, or go to this, go to that. They get it's going to be a cure, and then they find that didn't work out. They didn't fit in here, or they got in-house like fighting, because they ran into somebody that just rubbed them the wrong way, stuff like that. But finding the right people is key. Yes. I'll just go with you, man. Alright, we're going to be a little late here. I think we'll just do an opener. And we're waiting for our little coffee place to open. We're going down here. I just felt something. I felt like, hearing the story, about, the car. I don't know. It's just, she been through some stuff, and people get older and stuff like that. And, they tune out, from, what's going on. They can't relate to nothing, they try to watch Yell, and they go, what are they doing? Dancing all the time, this, that. Everybody is acting like everything is peachy and honky-dory. And, it's just, puffed, and there's a saying that I love, is it real love? Is it real love?